Happy now. All is now. It's a gift to be in a present. First say, signing back in here, putting out my perception into the cloud of the collective. You're now tuning into the mind of analogy, the moon. And Horus will be transiting the 11th house in the sky. Okay? So this is going to be my interpretation or continuation on the Mercury signs. So my last video was Mercury in Libra. This will be Mercury in Scorpio. Okay, so what do we know about Mercury? Mercury is your planet of communication. Mercury is the planet of communication, ability to process thoughts, okay? Ability to write, penmanship, okay? Scorpio, okay, is born from the 8th house. Okay, 8th house is dealing with mysticism, occult, deep transformations, sex, okay? Behind the scenes realm, you know? Shared values, secrets, okay? And Scorpio is born from the 8th house, okay? And Scorpio is a fixed water sign that is being ruled by Mars, co-ruler Pluto, okay? So, Mercury, right? So Mercury, right, and it's your communication style. So the Mercury in Scorpio, more than likely, again, similar to the Cancer, you are not the talkative type, okay? So where the Cancer is more, let's say, soaking in information from those who are communicating around them, and let's say more of a shy talker, you know, only want to communicate on things they're comfortable talking about and things they feel like talking about, yeah? Mercury in Scorpio is more communicating about, you know, communicating about the things that the dark realm, you know, communicating about things that are behind the scenes. Again, communicating about, let's say with the Mercury in Scorpio, it's almost like Mercury naturally, let's see, so Mercury, right, you know, like I say, so Mercury is your planet of communication, ability to process thoughts, right? So let's say the thoughts you receive with a Mercury or in the realms, let's say the thoughts you receive thoughts in the realms of the dark or the occult or the behind the scenes, you know, or things that's just hidden, the secrets, the unknown, you know, so it's just like you process thoughts and receive thoughts in the realms of deep desire, so things you deeply desire, okay? So it's just like you will communicate on things that you deeply desire, okay? This is where your mind is, okay? So Mercury is placed in the depths, okay? So Mercury is placed in that depths, okay? So when we talking medical astrology, that's, you know, in that genital area, in that, you know, genital area, that's the depths, that's deep, okay? So Mercury is almost, let's say, drowning there, okay? So like I said, you won't, like I say, be the talkative type. You'd be more reserved when it comes to communication, right? But let's say strategic in your communication, more strategic in your communication, and only communicating on, let's say, things you could capitalize off of. You know, would that be, things you can capitalize off of to, you know, or things, that could be of value to help you gain a deep desire, you know, with a Mercury in Scorpio, okay? You will be able to, let's say, communicate about, you know, the unknown or the secrets or the occult, you know. But when I say occult, you know, that's just uh hidden again, you know. And that could be anything, just depends on the spirit utilizing the energy and the experiences based on the individual spirit. Okay? So, yeah, that's where it could get tricky when we're talking about the occult, you know? When we're talking about the occult. Because the occult, you know, if I go to the bathroom and I lock the door, that is an occult situation. If I go to the bathroom and I close the door, that is an occult situation. Okay? So when we're using this word occult, it really varies. It really varies depending on the individual spirit. Okay? So Mercury, you know, yeah, Mercury in Scorpio, you know, it's almost like you will, let's say, be able to, when someone is communicating, you will be able to see if they're being transparent or not. Okay, you will be able to see if they're hiding anything when they're communicating. See if they have any alternative motives. With the Mercury in Scorpio, more than likely you will have an investigative mind. Okay, an investigative mind with the Mercury in Scorpio. Okay, you'll be able to see if they're fish out. Okay, you'll be able to, when they're talking, you'll be able to, like I say, take out what they're not saying. Okay, they can sit there and talk all day, but the things that they're not saying, you'll be able to take that. You'll be able to fish that out because, like I say, that's behind the scenes. That's occult. That's the, we could say, power that comes with this placement. Okay? You'll be able to take out what they're not saying if you feel that vibe, because water deals with feeling. Okay? This is a water, Mercury, a Mars influence. Okay? So again, so Mercury, Mars influence, right? So Mars, like I say, not only Scorpio uses Mars, this is the feminine side of Mars, aka dark side of Mars. This is Aries holds the light side of Mars, right? So where Aries, Mercury and Aries will be communicating, right? Bold, passionate, in your face to spark that fire within you or within another, right? You is more, like I say, strategic in your communication style, right? But when you communicate on something, right, it's accurate, you know, like the scorpion tail, right? When the scorpion tail stings something, it's accurate. So whenever you do communicate about something, right, it's in a deep, passionate way where it's like, yeah, not loud, but in your face, but it's just like, it's in a way where someone be like, damn, that's deep. So yeah, with the Mercury and Scorpio, we like to communicate about things that's deep. Like again, yeah, you like to communicate about things that's deep and felt. Okay, you like to communicate about things that can be deeply felt. You know, with a Mercury in Scorpio. Okay, with this feminine side of Mars. Okay, so yeah, it's more geared on, yeah, whenever you communicate, you want somebody to feel you. Okay, you want somebody to feel you. You know, but it's almost like, but yeah, you know, it's not, like I say, it's not, it could come off as passionate with Mercury and Scorpio. It could come off as passionate, you know. It could come off as, yeah, but more on that desires. Again, you know, deep desire, because you do, and deep transformation. So with, because it does use Pluto as well. Okay, Pluto being that co-ruler. Okay, so that's what even makes it more deep. because Pluto, like I say, is that planet of transformation, aka death and rebirth. So you will be able to, let's say, put death to conversations that aren't serving you and bring birth to a new one. You'd be able to put, let's say, if you find, because you do have that investigative mind, and you do find out that whatever the being is communicating about is a load of crap, you'd be able to put death to that conversation, and you'd be able to have your own fixated way on communicating on, let's say, what they're not saying. You'd be fixated on communicating on what, is on the unseen and the mysticism, behind the scenes, So, Mercury in Scorpio. What was I going to say? Yeah, because that Pluto, also good at putting death to thought forms that are not serving you as an individual with Mercury and Pluto. Okay, killing thought forms that lower thought frequencies, or thought forms that you deem to be lower thought frequencies. So if you use a high vibrational being utilizing this placement here, yeah, you'd be putting death to lower thought frequencies. Because you do use that Pluto with your Mercury, has that Pluto influence. You'd be able to put death to thought frequencies that are not serving you. Yeah. So, yeah, you'd be able to transform things with your communication style, aka put change to things with how you communicate. Okay, you'd be fixated on transforming things on your communication styles. Okay, you will know how to communicate strategically to change things that you want to change. And this is the power you possess, with the Scorpio, Mercury and Scorpio, because Mercury, like Scorpio, is that dark realm, it's more dark. Like I say, it's dark. You can't really see. Only you can see, or how you choose to utilize your dark energy, okay? Right? And this is more yin. Okay, so the Mercury and Scorpio, I even advise, with all the signs, I advise meditation, but more yin with this, I advise the meditation with the, owning on your darkness, your no thing, so you can go about communicating about this, so you can have this innate sense of the darkness, the no thing, the spirit, okay? The spirit does come from darkness, the no thing, okay? So yeah, first is signing out. Catch you next time.